What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Corey Austin Theorem. I appreciate you joining me once again. Before we get started, if you would, please do subscribe to this channel. This channel talks all about kratom use of 7-hydroxy. Many people across the nation and even the world getting themselves in a pickle, whether it be involving kratom, just regular kratom powder, or some of the stronger, more adulterated alkaloids of kratom that they've isolated in this stuff like the 7-hydroxy and pseudodoxanol mixture that they're doing now. I talked about going to Detox here recently for that. At that time, that's absolutely the only thing I was taking was kratom. I'm 35 days now off of the 7-hydroxy. I am starting to feel quite a bit better. I will say, just to let all you guys know, this season of football kicked off the other Sunday, and you know what? I was just like, I want to drink. So I drank. I've definitely stayed away from 7-hydroxy, kratom. I plan to never take that stuff again. But, from an AA, NA perspective, that would have been a relapse for me. And I'm now on day one, again, of sober, which I won't drink tonight. I probably won't drink the rest of this week. Maybe again on the weekend, maybe not. I don't know. But, that's a very, very touchy one. NAAA swears by the fact that no person who was ever addicted to any mind-altering substance can responsibly use another mind-altering substance without going down the proverbial rabbit hole or the toilet bowl of addiction, of full-blown addiction again, right? They say that something like 90% of people who ever actually admit, yeah, I got a problem, okay? Yeah, I got a problem. They say more than 90% of them, the biggest issue they have with, going into treatment is the whole thing of being forever abstinent. And they say that something like over 90% admit right in the opening gate that, yeah, I'm not going to be doing 1,000% abstinence for the rest of my life. I just don't want to live that way, right? And then there's a smaller portion that, go into it believing what NA and AA is saying, that obviously I can't use any mind-altering substances whatsoever. And I think it's really about weighing and having an honest look at what your past substance use with all of these different substances, assuming that you've tried each and every one. What was your abuse potential with those? What was your actual level of abuse with those things, right? And for me, the level of abuse that was always worse than anything else that I ever tried was anything that was opiate related, right? Alcohol, I've never really abused it. But again, NA and AA would laugh me off this channel and be like, this motherfucker don't know, you can't use it, but there are actually things out there called like Smart Recovery. There's actually another sort of recovery program out there that I looked up called moderation management. And the whole truth of the matter is, no matter how much you like to force the whole, you got to be abstinent of all mind-altering substance, truth of the matter is, there's going to be a large set of people that just ain't hearing that. And they don't want to refer to themselves as an addict 5 times during an NA or an AA meeting. They don't want to do that. And they don't want to be completely abstinent for the rest of their lives either, right? So, in that set of people, this whole other, theoretical application to addiction and to addiction recovery is something called moderation management. And through that process, I think people probably still find out and experiment somewhat and learn at some point, okay, well, I am one of those people that can moderate. Obviously, I've been doing it for X amount of time. Not really a lot of hiccups. I feel like I'm good. We just change you some behavior, still maybe going through and doing some steps and things like that, to help get rid of the guilt and shame you might experience in the past, whatever. But I just think that it's one of those things people discover through the process, whether is it possible to moderate something that wasn't really your drug of choice when you have in fact been twisted and bent and addicted and tweaking over another separate substance. Is it possible? Is it possible? People have been trying ever since the beginning of time. And the thing about it is, if you look at it anecdotally, you're always going to find that at least some of the people are claiming that it's possible, right? I don't know if it's necessarily possible with me, but the biggest thing with me is never take kratom again, never take 7-hydroxy again. Never mess with the opiates. I can't do that. And I don't believe at all. I don't think at all that, messing around with alcohol too much is going to make me want to run to the store and get some kratom. I don't believe that. Because I'm terrified of that shit now, especially the 7-hydroxy. But anyway, yeah, I didn't want to spend the whole time talking about how I drank some alcohol this past week. Oh yeah, what I did too, and I will not do this again. We had these kind of like THC gummies, I think is what they are, that we had gotten from the smoke shop. I've literally probably had these things a year and a half because I do not do THC anymore. I just don't. I never do. And so we were drinking a little bit yesterday, and we took a little bit of the THC gummy and split it in half. And I'm telling you, that shit crept up on me and got me so high. I was literally high the next morning. When I woke up, I went into work and spent the first 3 or 4 hours of my work day being like, holy shit, I'm still high. I still can't think. I still can't put, so, I don't know if those things were just old or if they're just extremely, a lot stronger than what I expected them to be. I mean, they've been in a little container now for probably a year and a half and not been used. So I don't know if they sat in there and got more potent or what happened, but, yeah, I don't like it. I just can't do the weed these days, man. I get in my head too much. There's too much of an anxiety component associated with that for me. So one thing I did learn yesterday by doing that yeah, I might still have a few drinks from time to time, but I don't think I'll be messing with the THC gummies and all that stuff anymore. It's too far out of my wheelhouse these days, and it causes me, especially when they last that long out, it causes me to hyper focus on stuff that I really shouldn't be focusing on. And I noticed last night, there was times where I was sitting there just going down memory lane, watching 90s R&B performances for all the songs that I grew up on and stuff. And then I realized I could be playing with my son right now, and if I hadn't have gotten stoned off of those THC gummies, my mindset probably would have been different, and I would have been spending some time with him and little stuff like that. No, I don't want it to mess me up. So anyway, I gotta go. I'm about to get to the house. I just want to give you guys an update. 35 off of the 7-hydroxy, starting to feel a lot better. My sleep is starting to turn around. I'm still having some sort of cortisol spike at 3-4 in the morning, more probably closer to 4. And for some reason, when I get to that point, I'm just kind of have trouble going back to sleep. But I'm putting, way more extended hours together. And I'm at a point now where I'm only waking up maybe 3 times a night. And then for the most part, I'm able to go back to sleep after I do that. With the exception of sometimes waking up at 4 or 4:30, an hour and a half or so before I need to get up anyway. And then I'll have trouble going back to sleep. But like I said, man, I'll take it. It's way better than not sleeping at all or stretching out a total of hour or 2 hours of sleep over a 9-hour period. Way better than that. So not complaining. It's consistently getting better. But yeah, that's where I'm at. All right. Good luck to all you guys out there. I'm really pulling for you all. I still have so many people messaging me saying, hey, I'm trying to get off of this stuff right now. Here's what I'm on, or I'm on day 3, or I'm on day 8. I've got people out there that are over 30 days now. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you've done, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, saying a prayer for you. I'm still praying for myself because I need to, still recover, even though I've kind of made a decision to not be completely abstinent, but I still need to work a recovery program. And there's ones out there other than AA and NA for kind of the path I'm going. But yeah, I got to figure that out. If you guys have any ideas, hit me up. Let me know. Let me know one of the recovery programs that you can kind of move forward with if you've decided to kind of moderate, do like moderation management, or they won't really kick you in the teeth every time, because I want to still go to meetings. I want to still have some accountability. I want to still be able to kind of work a program and fellowship with other people, but I'm not about to get on there every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks and be like, well, I got 188 days clean now, except I've relapsed on alcohol about probably 7 times during that period. I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that. But love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. I will see you on the next one.